don't try to impress me or anybody else that you're going hard. I think going hard is finding the balance that works for you and your partner and the kids. Then it becomes a question of what are you doing when you're working? Are you good at executing while you're awake? It's not always how many hours you work, it's how productive you are in the hours that you work. There's some people that work 8 hours a day that crush people that work 15 hours a day because they're good at the 8 hours, and other people suck at their 15 hours.
I'm trying to stand out on LinkedIn, man. I got a small family. I'm trying to spread time out with building the business.
Just starting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on it. I've been on it, but I've.
But you've been bullshitting.
Much. Yeah.
All right, so what's holding you back?
I feel good at where I'm at, but I know I need to grow, but I feel good at where I'm at. I got young kids.
Well, good. I mean, hold on. Let's talk about chapters in life. You've brought it up twice right now, and let's bring value to people. There are chapters in life when there was times when I was starting my family where I didn't go as hard. I just wanted more allocation. There was times when I went harder, even though I had little kids. It was a moment in time. As you know, I don't really share my personal life that much, but over the last 20 years, I've had different chapters, different seasons in my personal life, and my business life has followed that. It sounds like you're solid. You have 2 kids under 5. I think you're in a nice spot right now.
How do I know when to go out of it? I've been in this for like 2 years now, I kind of feel like, and I'm not sure.
You feel complacent and worried that the business might decline because you're not going hard?
No, because it's still growing slowly, but I know I see opportunities that I miss, and I see where they go.
Tell me all the truths to the following questions. What time do you work?
I work like all day, 4 days a week, from like sun up to sundown, and then.
What time do you wake up every morning? Don't bullshit me.
For like 5:30.
Epic. And then what?
And then I take care of the children until breakfast time, so my wife can wake up.
All right. First of all, you're already in like Father of the Year category. Keep going.
And then
I'm being dead fucking serious.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Does your wife work?
Yeah, she worked. I retired her from working. She's working full time for the company now.
Understood. Keep going.
And so when I'm not working, she's working on the business basically. And when I'm with the kids, she's working on the business. When she's with the kids, I'm working on the business.
Oh, so what the fuck's the problem?
I don't know when the complacency should stop. I feel.
It sounds like you guys are fucking.
Hard.
What are you talking about? It sounds like you guys are going fucking hard. You're either with the kids or you're working. It doesn't sound like you're doing anything else.
I'm never satisfied, Gary.
Well, good. That's fine. But like, then it becomes a question of what are you doing when you're working?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this no longer is this how many hours are you putting in? Now it becomes, are you good at executing while you're awake? So people are flabbergasted when I tell them that I sleep 7 or 8 hours a day, right? They're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, it's because when I'm awake, those 16 or 17 hours, I'm crazy efficient.
Yeah, I think that set a light bulb when you said it.
It hit you, right? You're just, and I've been in this moment, brother, where you're just going through the motions. You may need to hire someone to take care of your dumb shit. You probably can feel that you're doing a lot of dumb shit and you need to be more on the attack. And I think getting a minimum wage employee or something you could afford, I think could be a real hit for you. It's not always how many hours you work, it's how productive you are in the hours that you work. There's some people that work 8 hours a day that crush people that work 15 hours a day because they're fucking good at the 8 hours, and other people fucking suck at their 15 hours.
I got you.
Use this moment of serendipity that we're together to don't take this moment and now in a week be in the same place. Act.
I'm gonna go write a list right now of ways to.
But fucking act on the list, because the amount of fucking lists that people make that they don't do. You know what fucking pisses me off more than anything in life? A fucking list. A list that people don't act on. You better fucking execute.
Yeah, whiteboard right here.
Fucking a whiteboard, a fucking list, a fucking 2024 notes on your fucking iPhone, that little yellow fucking app that I never fucking use because I don't fucking make lists, I fucking do shit.
Right.
Don't fucking make me a list, my man, and don't do anything about it. I need fucking execution against the fucking list.
All right,
my man. Love you. See ya.
I'm 34 years old, right? And I've been working with event productions for 5 years now. I like what I do, but I don't really love what I do, right?
You don't love it?
I don't love it, really love it. Is it too late to change my career path? It's tired.
At 34?
I mean, I know what you're gonna say, but I mean,
Well, let me ask you a question. Instead of me saying you're young and you know what I'm gonna say, what do you think? Because you're talking to somebody who changed his career path at 34. At 34, I worked in my father's liquor store building a business for him, and at 34, I started VaynerMedia. And just to remind you, we did $83,000 in the first 6 months of VaynerMedia in sales, so we were a very small company. You're talking to somebody who changed his career at 34.
so what happened is in Brazil, I had my own, advertising agency for 10 years. It was super hard to, grow that company. So I kind of want to go back and do my own thing, create my own business, but I'm kind of scared.
I got it. You're asking the right question. How bad do you want it? Most people aren't asking me, is it possible to change my career at 34, 39, 45? They're asking me, Gary, do you think I have the humility to live humbly for the next 3 years and eat shit to build up my future happiness because I'm in a jail called my salary and my status?
Well, I'm very comfortable. I mean,
Alex, let me ask you a question. What do you want more? Do you want the fucking comfort, or is it burning a fucking hole in your heart that you want to live your future? And both, by the way, I'm gonna say something very important, Alex. Both are okay. You don't have to go fucking shoot for the moon. Like, it doesn't seem like you're devastated.
I like what I do. I just don't love it. I mean, I think, I can do more.
My point of view is that you jump because if it doesn't work out for 3 years, you're 37, you go right back to being a creative director somewhere else.
Got it.
That's the part that I think people miss. The part that people miss is if you go for it and you leave your cush and you sell your, like I'm talking about everybody now, and you sell your house and go rent, or you no longer go on nice vacations, or you can't buy every fancy thing, or you can't order out to dinner every night and use Postmates and fucking go out to dinner on Friday and Saturday, or you can't drink $35 martinis anymore. My point of view is if you go backwards and you go for happiness, love, you go for the thrill, you go for the upside, if God forbid it doesn't work out, you just go right back to a fucking job. Jobs are gonna be always you have time. In fact, you're a more interesting candidate for a lot of companies at 37 trying it for 3 years because they've seen you done the other thing for 10 years.
Yes, I know what I mean. And I've been doing a lot of things like side projects and trying to do both things, but I mean, it doesn't work, right? You have to fully commit it to something, but I don't have the time. I work like 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day here. So it's,
Look, I think you should go for it because I think you'll always regret not going for it. If it's already bothering you at 34, you're very young and you can get that kind of job,
All right, got it.
All right, good luck, brother.
So my question is, I've been trying to start a grief coaching business, but I'm dealing with my own grief and I'm sick all the time. I have COPD. My question is, how can I stay inspired and motivated when I feel defeated?
Well, it sounds very hard to start a business teaching others how to deal with grief if you haven't figured it out yourself. Literally, my Instagram post that I posted this morning is about having a strong foundation. I don't know if you saw the steel and concrete in the building. Couple things, don't beat up yourself if you're not ready to build the business for grief. If I'm you, I'm figuring out my own grief first. So Christina, I think that you need to give yourself a little grace. You know what I mean? I think that there's a little bit more time. So many people try to start consulting and coaching businesses on things they haven't finished or completed themselves yet. You understand what I'm saying, right? I think it's okay for you to give yourself a little bit more time. In fact, I'd rather you put your energy into getting further along with your own grief than spending your energy on trying to start a grief coaching business. In fact, you know, even the way you asked the question, I think the answer to your question is to give yourself a little bit more time to get all the way there. Put your resources and your energy, your emotion and your monies to getting yourself into a stronger place, and then you can start from a place of authenticity, your own actually grieving business. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. I was I had not a lot in my life. So my thing is a life coach, but I focus on grief because of the passing that I've had in my life.
I think that's beautiful that you're focusing on that because I think so many people don't give themselves enough room, time, and grace when dealing with grief or a loss. So baby, I think you just need to give yourself a little time. honestly. And you cannot make grieving the central operating system of your life. It needs to be the side dish, not your main meal. It's very heavy. It's a negative energy. It's very heavy. Look, mashed potatoes and vegetables and green beans and mushrooms and asparagus, like salad, those are important parts of the meal. I'm not saying push it aside. I'm not saying put it all the way down there and not deal with it. But try to make it the secondary energy. Try to find, if you're grieving yourself and then your whole life is about being a grieving coach, you're just gonna be fucking grieving a lot. And I think it's time for a little fucking joy, do you understand? And like this smile that you're giving me is what I want. Like I think you need to please find your balance, okay?
Okay. I listen to you. I make reels. I make, theory for my LinkedIn content. I'm posting like 30 to 40 contents per day but the thing is, I feel like, I've been stuck. I don't know how to innovate and be creative more. How can I make more content on TikTok? How can I make more content on LinkedIn? How should I proceed it forward? Just a little brief. My business is about pet industry.
Are you still doing the green screens?
Yeah, I do every day.
So I think you should go live. I think you should go live on Instagram and TikTok and answer people's questions. You should literally do exactly what I'm doing because it will force you to make new content and then you can clip it from your live and you have new content. You can break out of creative ruts by bringing the community into you and answering questions. Now you're receiving energy instead of creating energy. Instead of using your brain to create ideas out, you're using the community to bring ideas in. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You got it?
Another thing, just to mention, I'm also doing my personal branding as well, where I'm posting on LinkedIn about my industry. I'm also doing this, my personal branding on LinkedIn as well. And on other platforms as well. It's just not about those 30 contents and posting. It's like 20 more of mine personal branding, because as you said, content is not like how much you should post. It's like how good it is, how creative it is, and what kind of, help or motivation it brings to the people.
Quality and quantity are both very important. But I think for you, my friend, what I can feel is you have to bring the community in. Start doing more lives and start doing Q&A sessions live, okay? All right, my friend, love you.
I have a day job, but I am doing bartending on as my own company called The Walters. And I recently broke into more of the consumable side of things and started making simple syrup. I recently went to an event this past weekend and handed out a bunch. And there's this company called Not Your Average Joe's Coffee. They came up to me and they said they wanted to do like a partnership deal. But I started making the simple syrups about 2 months ago. And they have a ton of locations around Oklahoma. And if I do end up partnering with them, I'm going to need basically a better way to make them. First, how do I prepare for a partnership conversation? And secondly, how do I get to that size to where I can produce that much with almost upfront capital?
Honesty and humility. Let's break it down. On the partnership side, it's honesty. Don't try to front and act bigger than you are. You need to tell the coffee company, I'm flattered as fuck, but I'm 8 fucking weeks in. I'm 8 weeks in. I know I've got it, you know I've got it, which is why you guys want to do something with me. But I have to be honest with you. I don't feel like I'm ready for that level of scale, and I want to be upfront with you because I don't want to let you down. What that will lead to, that level of honesty, may lead to, believe it or not, them being the people that want to put in the capital to help you grow. Like if you said that to me and I could feel that you're, like I felt it and I looked at the chat and someone said the kids got it. I literally felt, I don't know if you can see the goosebumps, I could literally feel like you've got it, which makes me think of a group of entrepreneurs or operators who built up that coffee company or probably know you've got it too. If you come in with levels of humility and honesty, like I just told you, they may overly react and be like, oh fuck, we want to support this kid because we caught a future tiger by the tail. And they themselves may be the people that fund you and even help you on the manufacturing side since they're already there. And you're gonna need a manufacturing partner. And that's a good game of Google and networking. In fact, email me at Gary@VeeFriends.com and break down what you're making. I'll send it to my people and they'll give you 2 or 3 people that might be able to help you.
I will, definitely. Appreciate it, thank you. And
always tell the truth, even if you want to be in a place where you're like, whoa, like I get where like you don't know how to like fully play it because this is a big opportunity, but I'm telling you, the humility and the honesty, the double H combo of humility and honesty, when you're talking to somebody who's above you, always over index.
So basically, I've been doing a lot of music video production work, etc. Grinding that out. I moved to Detroit when I was 18 for it. I was living in a studio apartment I made into a whole like music video setup. Was living there, showering at the YMCA, building up like an income for it.
Love it.
I ended up transitioning, getting in a house for myself, and then I've been working on scaling that. I've been actually, I just got my first retainer this week.
Congratulations.
Moving to kind of like corporate. And my main question for you was, you know, like as you were creating your agency and doing and scaling it from the very start, what would you suggest for someone like me who kind of came from nothing, putting every dollar back into this stuff?
Well, I think the recommendation you don't need. You've already decided to go for it. It's all just perseverance and patience and making sure you over deliver to clients. Make sure that you're communicating very heavily to this client the whole time, making sure what she or he likes and wants and needs. The other thing I would recommend is as you start bringing people on, I'm a big fan of bringing homies to the table. The first 5 or 6 employees we had at VaynerMedia were all my brother's friends from high school and college. So when you think about getting either interns or minimum wage employees or in those early days where you can't afford much,
Try to get the bros.
Get the bros, get the sisses, get people that really, really, really fuck with you. Like, do you have people around you that are like,
my manager is basically my best friend. My grandma's kind of like my accountant.
I love it. Yeah, bro, I would start really with that crew. And honestly, it's gonna be patience. The biggest issue, and this is why I always talk about it in my content, the only reason, when I hear that level of fucking hunger, when I hear showering at the fucking, bro, no shit. Because when I hear showering at the YMCA, I lose my mind. Like, I want to invest in every person that ever showered at the YMCA because it's black and white to me, that level of humility and hunger. But the problem with the problem with hunger is oftentimes it's not coming with humility and patience. And people get fucked up. I've seen 22-year-old you get fucked up so many times in my career because you wanted it too fast.
That I was going down that lane for right around to the age of 18 when I made that move and go full on. I thought about it before I actually went about doing it for so long. So when you make that final move to say, all right, let's proceed with this and stop caring about everything else and just go full blown.
Yeah, when you go full blown and you can't hear anybody else, it's game over. The biggest issue for all 700 people that are watching right now and the tens of thousands that will watch this content in the future is they just give a fuck about other people's opinions. And they live their life based on fucking other people's opinions. So anyway, to answer your question, make sure you're over communicating with the client that you do have. Make sure that you're making content or making moves or emailing or phone calls or networking to get more clients. It's more clients, keep clients. More clients, keep clients. More clients, keep clients. And then bring on homies, bring on homies, bring on homies.
Okay.
Got you?
I appreciate it very much.
Logan, I'm rooting for you, bro. Stay well, got you.
Originally I'm from Ukraine, but last year I live in UK, London
nice.
here.
Very nice. I wonder why. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, so probably like you already mentioned, so my best question, if it's happened to, if you like already have, not bad life, so like you rent you own apartment in the middle town, you have, you bought you second car, you own, you have like small business, and like war happened to you, so and you should build your, because when war started, so I'm from Kharkiv, it's very close to Russian border, and for 2 months I help evacuate people from dangerous areas. So I'm not really have something too much left in Ukraine, so it's like one-way ticket to new life. And if you need build your second life, and it's happened with you in 25, what's you gonna do?
I know what you're saying because I watched my father do it. My father left the former Soviet Union and at 24 years old came to America, and we lived in a studio apartment with fucking 8 family members, and he fucking picked up garbage outside the house and would sell it at the flea market, and then he got a job as a stock boy in a liquor store, and I watched him build his life. What I know is that so many people from the part of the world that you and I come from over the last 100 years have been uprooted by war and have gone to other places to start their lives again. You know, what would I do? My intuition based on my chemicals and my DNA and who I am, I would fucking eat shit and restart and build a bigger fucking empire. And that's what you're gonna do. That's exactly what you're gonna do. Thank you, brother. Listen, Dennis, I feel very optimistic about you. I swear, I feel it. If you were good enough to do it in the Ukraine, you're gonna be even better at it doing it in the UK. Do not be confused. And you've got plenty of time. Promise. Nie za što. Love you, brother.
So my question is, how do you balance being the bigger person with candor when dealing with toxic people?
There's only 2 ways.
Right.
One, by cutting the toxic person out of your life, even if it is a very close relative. Cutting or limiting. If your mother's toxic and you talk to her 2 times a day and she's toxic, you don't want to never talk to your mother again, but talking to your mother once a week instead of 2 times a day can work. Number 2, accepting that your parent in this situation had a very toxic upbringing and that you're okay with that, and that you will be the bigger person. You feel bad for her, not for you. And that goes for employee, that goes for spouse, that goes for brother, that goes for father. It is about understanding you're in control. Even if your mother, brother, father, sister, wife, husband is the toxic one, you're in control. And by the way, I have decided sometimes to cut or limit people out, and other times I have decided to be the bigger person and keep them in my life. Hold on, I have an important question from Lou George. Lou George says, what do you do if you have a small penis? Lou, you accept the truth of your life, that is your DNA, and you move on happily with your life. It is not a bad thing. Honestly, it was a very simple question. There was nothing wrong with that. I know we all laugh like it's middle school, but that was the question and I gave the answer. Good answer. Like, you deal with it, just like fucking anything else in life. And you realize that nothing is bad. Everything is fine. It's all fucking life. I don't understand, like, it's not 6th grade, right? Fuck. It's a great opportunity for me to really talk about, in the last couple minutes, this theory that I have, which is for some reason, 99% of the world does not leave high school as grown-ups. You may go to college, you may go into the corporate world, you may become 30, but we fucking stay in high school. Watching people fight each other on social media about everything. Politics, sports, like anything, social issues, anything. Just a bunch of fucking 8th graders running around Earth. No class, no grace, no emotional strength. A bunch of fucking softies out here, everyone's crying. Bunch of fucking crybabies. Nobody fucking can stop you. Not a politician, not how you grew up, not a small fucking penis. Nothing can fucking stop you. You decide. Fuck.